LeBron is on the verge, I think, by their next game against the Thunder to break an all-time record. Now, the Thunder this year have a top 10 defense, so I don't think he averages or he scores 36 points in that performance. LeBron's next game, Brandon, is against, of course, who other than the Milwaukee Bucks. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's former team at the Crypto.com Arena. You kind of left this in the notes. Could LeBron maybe break the record here on the Skyhook? What are we thinking? Is that a possibility?
Listen, man, what a scene it would be, wouldn't it? Uh, couldn't write it up any better with the Sky Hook breaking the record. Uh, listen, so let me look at this right now. So the Thunder, so they got a couple days off actually here. So LeBron will definitely be playing on Tuesday night against the Thunder, and it's going to be on TNT. I see how the NBA did this right now. They've put the Thunder game, the Bucks game, and the Warriors game. It's all going to be nationally televised,
Mm-hmm.
which is very smart. Again, I don't think it should be at 10 p.m. for the East Coasters, but I guess we'll go F ourselves. Uh, so yeah, I would love it. Again, I don't know if he's gonna break it against the Thunder. He could. He's been going off lately. Last night, not so much. He's been feeling himself from 3-point range lately. Last night he went 1 for 7. Uh, so could he explode? Yes. I kind of I kind of tend to agree with you that I think he's going to break it against the Bucks. I think he might get like 27 or 28 against the Thunder, and then
Mm-hmm.
he breaks it against the Bucks. So it's going to be exciting. But I want to just the Lakers. They had to beat the Pelicans, man. You can't lose those type of games. You're already 25 and 29. All right, there have been a couple of games that you can point to that the refereeing really screwed you. If we obviously think to the Boston Celtics one most recently, there was a game against the 76ers. But you got to win these games, man. I saw Dennis Schroeder 1 for 6 from the field, man. Not good. How bad they shoot from three, John. They shot 4% higher from the goddamn Pelicans last night from three. They
Yeah, the
still lost.
Pelicans don't have much shooting. Yeah,
Yeah,
they don't have Zion Williamson. They
yeah.
clearly can't win a game without, unless they're playing the Lakers, apparently.
It's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, LeBron fell in love with the 3-point shot. He took 7 of those. Can't lose those games, man. I'm tired of them losing those type of games. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Can't. God, come on, man. Everybody's rooting for the Lakers to freaking start getting their crap together. You got to win these games, man. Like John said, I know he didn't say it in these words, but I will. You got to beat the inferior teams. You have to. Especially with no Zion, you got to beat the inferior team. Got to. There were too many of those games last year where the Lakers didn't close out. Too many. Got to close out, man.
Well, that's the thing. This year they've gotten to the point where they actually are in position to win. Last year they almost weren't. And this time around, Brandon Ingram, season high 35 points. I mean, he's coming off of an injury himself.
Who was guarding him?
You know,
Anybody? Did anybody? Was it
he's
Huchamara?
special at the post. I mean, they're switching on, doing different matchups because
Yeah.
LeBron, he's playing closer to the rim at the 4. So, you're going to see a couple of different switches onto him. And, Irving, we were talking about Irving before. Ingram's going to shoot over the top. So it really doesn't matter. He's a bucket getter. That's what he does. And to do that against his former team, it's just so much sweeter as well. I called him a top 25 player coming into the season. The injury hurt him, but it's a performance like this that does show you the Western Conference is really freaking good. And we can't just say at this point, because they have LeBron AD, they're a top 5, or they're a top 6 team in the West. Because there's about 12 teams that have all played at the same level as Lakers or higher, and they've all dealt with injuries the same. The odds are they have more assets, unless they're the Timberwolves, of course, than the Lakers. And they're probably younger too, at least in their core pieces. Because Russell Westbrook, he's got a lot of love, a lot of buzz this year. But even with him, shooting 37% from the field oftentimes and being as damaging a shooter as he is, the Lakers' deficiencies are too clear for you to lose on the edges of games. It's it's a very strange thing that people are still so high on them. I've been one to talk them up because they have a better bench. But you can't keep losing these games in the closing minutes and just say we'll be fine because Rui Hachimura may be the only reinforcement they bring in, and defensively, oh man, I mean that's the thing. I mean, you've got guys like Rui Hachimura and Thomas Bryant on the floor. Bryant only played 3 minutes. I mean, those are two defensive liabilities. Hachimura is one of the worst defenders I've seen in the league. It is tough to watch him on the perimeter. He looks like a lost soul. A lost soul is the only way I can put it.
Yeah. One thing that I want to talk about is going back to the record. So for me personally, I don't get up in all the really elevating it to mean that much. I think it means a lot. You know what I mean? I think it's important. But for me, it doesn't change anything, if you know what I mean. Like in terms of how I view LeBron all time, it doesn't change for me. Because he was great for a very long time. I just, for me, longevity awards, in my opinion, I will never bring those up when talking about, ranking these guys all time, or if we have a debate about LeBron Jordan, LeBron Kareem, or Magic, or even in the football field, Montana Brady, Peyton and Brady, whatever the case may be. I don't bring up longevity stats like passing yards, passing touchdowns, points scored in the NBA, rebounds, or whatever. I don't, that's cool enough. So I don't put that much like insane stock into it where I'm like, wow, all right, LeBron is the greatest player I've ever seen because he just broke Kareem's record.